I think this is going to be my last tank. I've been told no more fish tanks unless they don't have, like if I'm setting up a new one, another one, you know, has to be taken down. But then we negotiated and we came to the other one just has to lose their electrical stuff because, you know, cost of power, it's all rising. So if I set up another tank, it just means one of my other tanks have to have no power. So soon, I'll have my 6-foot tank running off no power. No, I'm just kidding, that won't happen. But anyways, I was like, you know what, that's not a problem. If I can still have the water, I can do low tech, that's fine. I can work with that. So anyways, so for a while I've been trying to decide what to put here next to my 6-foot tank, kind of in this corner section. It's, you know, I don't want to block the view of the end of the 6-foot tank because quite often I'll sit up there and, you know, can sit and have the nice side view. So I've kind of had little plants here, but I thought what better to conceal the side of a fish tank than with another water feature. So I wanted to make it super simple, something really nice and effective. I didn't want too much going on with all the plants. I love a good philodendron. I don't know if that's even how you say it, philodendron. I feel like I say it better in my head than actually out loud. So I love philodendrons and I found this at Bunnings today and it really got me intrigued. So I'm thinking with the two, we're gonna put it into this pot and create a really cute little water feature. So first things first, I went and picked this one out from Bunnings and this is actually a fiberglass bowl. So, which means it actually holds water, which is really, really cool. The only thing is it's got a hole at the bottom like most pots do. So we're just gonna have to fill that in, which is no issue. For those of you who don't know, I have already done a pot pond video for an outdoor pot, which I actually sealed the entire pot with a paint and also plugged it. So you can use any type of pot you want for this. Whatever goes with your home, you can use whatever you like, and you can easily plug the bottom and, you know, if you do need to paint it, then you can paint it and get it all watertight, which is awesome. So the beauty about this pot is this is gonna be watertight. I just need to fix that one hole. So to fix that, I have, now this isn't the stuff that I usually get. Last time I got this stuff, which is actually a marine grade one, specifically made for, you know, water purposes. It's safe for fish. So they didn't have any of that at Bunnings, so I got the epoxy stick. I really like using the putty stuff, so I thought this would be the next best thing. 10-minute drying time, so that sounds pretty good to me. I do still have a little bit of that paint left, so I will do a coat of that paint to seal it off extra over top of this, just in case this isn't water safe. So I'll put that in, let that dry, and then I'll coat it over and smooth it over with my sealing paint. So I'll show you how we do that now. And just to quickly show you, this is the waterproofing paint. I used that on my other pot pond. It was absolutely excellent to use. So yeah, I'll use a little bit of that just to cover over the bottom, but I don't actually have to go and paint the entire thing, which is really nice. But normally we would give it a little coat with something like this just to make sure it actually holds the water properly. All right, so first things first, here is our putty. I'm just gonna peel that back and take a little bit and try and mold it in the bottom of the pot there. So I'm just gonna mix it in with my fingers till it combines. And then I'm going to stick it in the little hole there. And then from the other side, I'm gonna kind of put pressure on the other side as well. Make sure the edges are all down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and paint over the top of that. It's just been a couple of minutes me faffing about and doing some things and it's already quite dry. I'm just gonna paint over the bottom. And that is good enough. So that's pretty much completely covered over there. So that's sealed and it's double sealed so that if there's any gaps missing, that it's completely covered by this sealing paint as well. So now we just let that dry. While I'm letting that dry, I'm just going to show you what I'm wanting to do in terms of plants. So I've obviously got this gorgeous philodendron that I'm going to be using, and I would love to have, okay, so this is called Lebanese cress. Lebanese cress. As you can see, it's got some awesome roots. So I want stuff that is, you know, gonna really act as a bit of a filter, a natural filter with lots of roots. I'm wanting to place this around the base, so plant it in so it kind of spills over and into the water, so it, you know, doesn't look just randomly like I've popped a plant in there, that it looks a bit more natural and it's just flowing into the water. And I kind of liked this. I've never actually seen this before. It's edible apparently, but it kind of looks ferny to me, like it looks a bit like ferns, so I really liked that. So let's give that a go. Right, now that that's done, I'm going to be lifting up the pot, as I don't want the leaves to be like submerged in water. It won't like that. This was the pot that this plant came in. So I'm thinking I'll just pop that there. I'll move it over to the place it's going to be. So it's going to be back here a little bit more. And we'll pop this on the little pot there. Here we go. There we go. So we've just got a little bit sticking out and we've got these sort of coming and dangling into the water. Right, now to add the water. I've just grabbed some sponge out of one of my other tanks for the beneficial bacteria. So that's going to instantly cycle the tank. So we'll pop that in there. And now we can add the guppies. So just to show you the guppies that I plan on putting in here, for those of you who have been following me, you'll know I have a bit of a guppy breeding project going on. So see that beautiful white, pinky, bluey male? So he is different to my other males that have the big spotty tails. So I'm deciding all the babies and this mum here that has the plain tail with no spots on it, they're gonna all go into this pot to breed with him to kind of start two different sort of strains. And I know a lot of these are still juveniles and they're not really fully grown, so you can't really tell their colours, but I'm thinking with it being a little bit of a darker sort of pond, these will really hopefully pop in the pond and you'll be able to notice them quite nicely with that, you know, fluoro sort of colouring on that guppy. So with all the babies and everything, the future generations that end up in this pot, it should look really beautiful to look down and see all the colours on the top of the surface in this pot. So let's go and add them in now. All right, and there we have it. I'm actually a little bit obsessed with it. I really am happy with how that came out and I love this. I've never actually heard of it before, but I think I'm really digging it and hopefully it'll grow into the water and actually get roots into the water and grow out like that. I was gonna get a few more plants, but I actually really just like the simplicity of the two plants and I just didn't want to overdo it too much. So really happy with how that turned out. And I feel like it's just enough light to sort of give it light, but you know, you can kind of, you've got your shadows on it, which is really pretty, and you know, you can still sort of see the guppies at the surface there, which brings me to what the light actually is. So I actually got this light from Kmart, the lamp and the globe, which I'm very sorry for US people. I did not realize that Kmart was not really a thing over there, which is kind of funny because in Australia, when we type Kmart, we have to be really careful that it doesn't just automatically divert to the Kmart US website. So when I did that video a couple of weeks ago on the Kmart tank, and everyone was like, oh, there's no such thing as Kmart, oh, that's a bit stupid, Kmart doesn't exist anymore. It's actually a really big thing here in Australia. So, and yeah, I didn't realise it was, you know, not really a thing over in the US anymore. So yeah, but it's from Kmart, both the lamp and the globe. The globe is the same globe that I used in that Kmart tank that I did the other day. So it's the Mirabella light. It's par 38 and it's quite a strong light. So I'm actually digging that light at the moment for like little simple setups like this. I think it's a great little light. and it'll make these plants super happy to just have a little bit of light directly onto them. So super stoked with how it came out, and now I can start a separate little guppy strain, breeding that beautiful male that I have in there with those females. Once I get another male or two that I really like and want to add in here that are similar, then I will add in another male. I think I have one that I might have that's like a bluey version of that white one. Anyway, really, really pretty. So I'm gonna start a whole strain with this pot pond. So yeah, super excited to keep you guys posted on how this goes long term. Just a really nice sort of water feature to add to my little collection. So there you have it. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you are new, to subscribe, and we will see you next time.